Pleasant morning, children. Welcome back to our English class. We are dealing with a supplementary reader after 20 years, which is written by O. Henry. Already we did see the part 1. There, Bob and Jimmy Wells both are friends. Today they are going to meet after 20 years. Bob is waiting, right? And let us continue the story, children. The waiting man pulled out a handsome watch. Who is that? Bob. Its lid was studded with small diamonds. He was anxiously waiting for his friend, Jimmy. This is very clear when he announced to the policeman that it was 3 minutes to 10. It was exactly 10 o'clock. When they parted there at the restaurant door. When the policeman asked him whether he had made a good fortune in the West, he assured that he did, and he hoped that his friend Jimmy would also have done half as well. He said that he was a good fellow and a hard worker. Jimmy was a very good fellow and a hard worker. He assured that he had to fight for his success. In New York, a man doesn't change much. In the West, you learn how to fight for what you get. The policeman twisted and spun his club and took 2 steps back, saying that he had to do his duty and so he should be leaving. He also wished that his friend should come on time and asked him whether he was going to call time on him sharp. To this, the man answered that he would give him half an hour at least. If his friend Jimmy was alive on earth, he would be there by that time. The policeman wishes him good night and goes about his job, trying doors as he went. There was a fine cold drizzling and the wind was blowing steadily. It is the weather. The few foot passengers walking in that area hurried sadly and silently along with coat collars turned high and with pocketed hands. The man who had come 1,000 miles to fulfill his appointment, uncertain almost to foolishness, with a friend of his youth, stood in a doorway of the hardware store. He smoked his cigarette and waited. The man waited for about 20 minutes. Then a tall man in the long overcoat with a collar turned up to his ears, hurried across from the opposite side of the street. He went directly to the waiting man. He asked him doubtfully whether he was Bob. The man thought he was Jimmy Wells. The new arrival, grasping his hands, exclaimed with joy that he was certain that he would find him there. If he was still in existence, he was also disappointed that the old restaurant had gone, since 20 years was a long time. He wished that the old restaurant lasted so that they could have had another dinner there. He questioned the man how had the West treated him. The man said that the West had given him everything he asked it for, but he recognized that his friend had changed a lot, as he never thought he was so tall by 2 or 3 inches. The answer he got for this was that the new arrival had grown a bit after he was 20 years old. The man named Bob questioned the new arrival whether he was doing well in New York. The new arrival answered that he had a position in one of the city departments. He invited Bob to come to a place known to him and to have a good long walk about old times. The man from the West, as you know, Bob, was beginning to boast of his importance by outlining the history of his career. The other, submerged in his overcoat, listened with interest what he is telling. At the corner of the street stood a drugstore, brilliantly lit with electric lights. When the two men came into his brightness of lights, they turned simultaneously to gaze upon the other's face. The man from the West stopped suddenly and released his arm. He identified the new arrival was not Jimmy Wells, as he was sure that his friend's nose would not change from a Roman to a bug, even though it is 20 years since they met. He is having doubt with Jimmy Wells, the person who has come here, no? Because his nose, Jimmy Wells' nose, it would not change. He has Roman nose, but now it is pug. The new arrival said that a period of 20 years sometimes changes a good man into a bad one, and that the man from the West called Silky Bob had been under arrest since they met 10 minutes ago for the warrants issued in Chicago. He ordered him to come with him and before they go on to the station, he gave him a note handed by the patrolman Wells. He asked him to read it at the window. He unfolded a little piece of paper handed to him. His hand was steady. When he began to read, now it is trembled a little by the time he had finished. The note was very short. It contains, Bob, I was at the appointed place on time. When you struck the match to light your cigar, I saw it was the face of the man wanted in Chicago. Somehow, I couldn't do it myself, so I went around and got a plainclothes man to do the job, that is, the arrest. I asked the other person to arrest you instead of me because I couldn't do anything because I'm your friend. Children, this is the story of After 20 Years. In this story, the change in Jimmy and Bob is more extreme than in most cases. Bob became the most wanted criminal in Chicago, but Jimmy Wells obtained a decent position in the city police department. Okay, children? Appearances are deceptive, children. We can see in the character of Bob in this story. Okay, children? This is the story of After 20 Years. Right? Hope you would have understood the story well. Meet you in the next class, children. Thank you.